Good morning, good morning, good morning. I had to stop that music because I'm running late already. It's 9:31 a.m. and guess what? He's back. Yes, you are watching the October 3rd, the very 1st of October. I think I was all of September. Was I gone, Tico? Yeah. All of Wow, how time flies. Good morning. I'm so excited. I don't know what to say. I see Shadi. I see Linda Schultz. Woo! Good morning, Laura, LaKay, Rosa, Matthew Lemonakis, the man with the jokes. Lisa Hill, good morning, my leader. I see Reese Stewart. I see Rose Kemp. I see Elaine, Marquita Sheree, Jennifer Vasquez. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. All of you uplifters, I'm back. Listen, I have been around the world, literally. Everybody asks, where's Cliff? If I could publish my location, I promise you I would, but I can't because I don't want people to know when I'm out of the office and when I'm gone. But let me tell you, my journey began on an airplane ride from Orlando to Atlanta, and then good morning, and then from Atlanta to Amsterdam. And from Amsterdam, I got on a jet and I landed in the beautiful country of Romania. Yes, your guy, your CEO, your hostess with the mostest, your AE of the Orlando Regional Realtor Association was in Bucharest, Romania. Yes, I had to speak at a conference there, and you know me and Lisa and Tansy, we rocked the house. We brought it down. Big ups, big shout out to all of our new Romanian realtors who are part or who are watching Uplift on today. And then, after several days in Romania, we got on another jet plane. Now listen, this next jet plane, it wasn't a big one. It was a tiny little thing. My big butt could barely fit in those seats, but I got in it anyway, Tico. And we flew from Romania all the way across Eastern Europe, and we landed in the beautiful city and country of Belgrade, Serbia. Yes, and in Serbia, we had the opportunity to speak to another crowd of realtors. They're all shouting, Orlando, Orlando, Orlando. Well, it didn't quite go like that, but we brought the house down again. We did an excellent job, and we met more realtors from the United States who had traveled all the way to Serbia just to meet and see, and they were speaking as well. It was awesome. Yes, Rosa Orlando was represented. Reese, you go to your 3 or 4 person task force meeting. Just joking. Cheryl Abercrombie, good morning. Shakayla, good morning. Berlisa from Panama, my sister reached out to me. Good to see and hear from you, Berlisa. I will see you in 30 days, roughly, here in Orlando when Panama comes to visit. Elena Rivera, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. But while it was happening, while I was napping, what was the Raven? While they were rapping, I was napping, something like that with the Raven. I had to fly from Serbia. NAR reminded me that I had a committee meeting that I had a responsibility for, so I had to hop on a plane and fly from Serbia to Chicago, Illinois, to the National Association of Realtors, where I met with some of my colleagues from around the United States to plan the 2023 AEI Convention Retreat. It was awesome. So I spent 3 days in Chicago, but hold on. But wait, there's more. Yes, Cynthia Rivas, this thing kept on going. Catherine Figueroa, good morning, my leader. Congratulations. This trip kept on going because while I was in Chicago, Hurricane Ian was barreling towards Florida. So I'm in Chi-Town. I'm trying to get to Florida. I have a wife and kids I'm trying to get to, ladies and gentlemen. So I tell the Chicago people I have got to get on a plane. So while I'm getting on the plane, Tico, guess what? I get to the airport. I fight through the crowd. I get my Uber. I get to O'Hare Airport, and guess what? As soon as I get there, ding, 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 every flight to Florida gets canceled because of Hurricane Ian. So now your guy, Cliff Long, is stuck. Eva Robles, good morning. I am stuck in Chicago with a storm coming towards my family. I got to get back to Orlando Tico. So say Cliff, what came next?
What came next?
Tico, I said nothing was going to keep me from my realtor. Say Cliff, what came next?
What came next?
I said nothing was going to keep me from my family. So say Cliff, what came next?
What came next?
What came next was I jumped on the next thing smoking. I was flying American. They canceled all my flights. I jumped on the next plane and I flew to Nashville, Tennessee, honey. And then from Nashville, I jumped on another jet plane and I flew myself to Atlanta, Georgia. And then in Atlanta, they said the buck stops here. Nothing else is going into Florida. So I said, give me a car. Give me a car. My assistant upstairs, Diana, got me a car. I jumped in that car and I drove myself from Atlanta, Georgia, 7 hours down to Orlando so I could be here for Hurricane Ian. And I faced the storm. I faced the storm. And listen, big ups to all you survivors. Moment of silence. Love goes out to all those people who lost loved ones down in South Florida and in other areas like Puerto Rico and Cuba. We love you. So God is good. I wake up. And it's time to come to work, Tico. It's time now. So listen here. Good morning, Kay. Good to see you. Wendy, Hafib, good to see you. And congratulations, Sonia Jones. Good to see you. Marquita Sheree, you're back in the house. Big shout out to all you uplifters out there. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about today, Tico. Listen, here's the deal. If you're going to go through the storm, there's only one way you can do it. You've got to be mentally strong. But more than anything else, after the storm. What I want to talk about is what you will do after your storm. Yeah, listen, I know I got on my seersucker today. They say you're not supposed to wear it after Labor Day, but this is Florida. I'm wearing seersucker and linen all year long. So if you hate it, hate it. Okay, now, keep it on. 7 ways today we're going to talk about. This is Uplift with Cliff. It's 9:37 a.m. and it is October the 3rd. And today we're going to talk about 7 ways that mentally strong people bounce back from a crisis. 7 ways that mentally strong people bounce back. Now listen, if you went through the storm, you know you had to go without you worried about power. Some of you guys have water in your house. Some of you guys have extreme flooding. You've got to be mentally strong if you're going to make it through this. But listen, the crisis doesn't always have to be the storm, Tico. Sometimes the crisis are the storms of life. It can be divorce. It can be loss of a loved one. It can be business. It can be bankruptcy. Sometimes you'll go through a storm and it's not just the Hurricane Ians, it's the Hurricane Ians of your life. But only strong people bounce back. Only strong people. So what do? Renee, you got a big closing today. We can do this. I love it when my uplifters are making money. Catherine Figueroa, big shout out. Okay, 7 ways mentally strong people bounce back from a crisis. Okay, now, number 1, where's my drum roll? It's time to uplift. The first thing you do when you're in the midst of a crisis or you're trying to bounce back from a crisis, number 1, focus on what you can control. Write that in the bottom of your screen. Focus on what you can control. When the wind is swirling and the waves are pounding and the water is rising, or when the bill collectors are coming, when the notices are coming, when the eviction is happening, or when the bills are coming due and when the tuition is due, or whatever the storm of life is, you must focus first on what you can control. Digging in your heels is not going to stop a crisis from happening, but it will waste your time and your energy. Digging in your heels and saying, I'm not going to do this, or pretending like it's not happening, Tico, that's not going to stop the crisis from coming. It's not going to stop. It's not going to pay one bill. I remember one time, years ago, my wife and I, we were going through a situation, Tico, where I didn't have money for a bill. We're talking about 20 years ago. And man, we got on our knees. It was the water bill in particular. And we prayed and we prayed and we said, Lord, bless us with the water bill. Lord, bless us with the water bill. Lord, help us with the water bill. We prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed. And we dug in and we're just going to stand on the Lord. And Tico, this is a true story. As soon as I got through wiping the tears from my face because we needed our water, and I wiped the snot from my face, and I got up, I saw this little white truck come up and pull up in front of my house. It was a water company. They came and cut my water off right after right after all that praying. And I heard a little voice. I know it's the voice of the Lord. And you know what the voice said, Tico? Pay your bills. I heard a voice that said, pay your bills. Listen, digging in is not going to change a thing. It will waste your time and your energy. Mentally strong people put their resources where it matters the most. Focus on what you can control. Even when sometimes the only thing, now when that happened, Tico, the only thing that I could control was my effort and my attitude. Listen to me. In the midst of the crisis, focus on what you can control. And that begins with your effort and your attitude. Put forth some effort and have the right attitude. Look, when that water got cut off, I was like, look, if it's God's will, it's God's will. The water's off. Let's focus on the power. Let's pay the power bill. Let's make sure we pay all the rest of the bills. Good morning, Patty Alonso. Sonia Jones, I'm here to tell you, focus. In the midst of the storm, mentally strong people focus on what they can control. And listen, the two things that you can control are your effort and your attitude. Okay, good morning, Heather Hurry. Mentally strong. That's right, that's right, that's right. Here we go, here we go. It's time for us to move on. Point number 2, Tico. We're talking about 7 ways mentally strong people bounce back from a crisis on today's Uplift, 10:03 a.m., 9:42 a.m. Let's keep on rocking and rolling. Elena got the moral of the story. Attitude is everything. Let me go back for 1 second. Listen, I know Hurricane Ian may have affected you. It affected your family in ways that some of us cannot fathom. But your attitude is what is going to determine what happens next. Your attitude, whether you lost a loved one, whether you lost your business, whether you lost your home, whether you lost your car, your attitude towards it determines how you receive the blessing that's coming to you next. Go ahead and deal with yourself. I'll pause right here because it's the most important thing. Your attitude determines what happens next. It determines how you talk to the insurance adjuster. It determines how you talk to the insurance company. It determines how you talk to the tow truck driver. It determines how you tell your kids everything is going to be okay. In the midst of a crisis, your effort and attitude determine everything. Okay, Tico, we're going to move forward. Hafid, good morning. Good to see you now. Point number 2, 7 ways mentally strong people bounce back from a crisis. Number 2, drum roll, they reflect on what they have learned. Okay, Tico, listen, we're all going to go through the crisis, but listen, how many times you go through the crisis is up to you. Boom, I just blew your mind. Listen, we're all going to go through the crisis, but how many times you go through a crisis is up to you. People who are mentally strong reflect on what they have learned. You can learn a lot about yourself in the darkest hours. While you shouldn't, it's not healthy to replay painful memories. Taking time to learn about an experience can lead to growth. If you know your house has a tendency to lose power during a regular thunderstorm, but you got a hurricane coming, why are you sitting in that house? If you know that your street takes on water during a regular storm and you got a hurricane coming, why are you still sitting in that house? One of my proudest moments is when I reached out to one of my employees, Melinda, during the storm, or just before the storm. I was still in Chicago. I said, hey, what's going on with you and your family? She said, oh, we've already got a room at the hotel. Every storm, she books a room at the hotel. She knows, and at the end of her street, it's flooding. It's underwater. She sent the pictures. She knows ahead of time, go ahead and evacuate from the storm. Listen, reflect on what you've learned in the past. When you do that, you can avoid 50% of life's storms. Okay? I hope I'm helping somebody. Wendy Whittle Wagner, Triple W, good to see you this morning. Okay, so number 1, focus on what you can control and remember that your effort and attitude determine everything. And number 2, reflect on what you've learned. When the crisis is happening, and even in the midst of the crisis, don't forget about the bridges you've already crossed over. You can do this. You're going to make it. Mentally strong people know these things. Number 3, here we go. What do mentally strong people do? They take decisive action. Oh my goodness, take decisive action. Listen. I know the storm is rushing. I know the wind is blowing. But when you see the water rising, don't wait and say how. We're going to wait and see how high the water's going to get. Go ahead and get out now, Tico. If you see, what am I saying, Cliff? It's not always about the storm. When you see the bills are coming, when you know stuff is coming due, when you know that you don't have any listings, you know this company's not working for you, but you got a balloon payment coming, when you know that these things are happening in your life, take decisive action. Don't wait for the storm to come up on you. And remember, we're not always talking about the storm of life. We're talking, I'm sorry, the storm as in hurricane. We're talking about the storms of life. Ignoring problems or hosting a pity party will not make difficult situations any better. In fact, the longer you avoid problems, the bigger they grow. Mentally strong people look for solutions and tackle problems head on. If you see the storm coming, take decisive action now. And again, we're not necessarily talking about Ian. I'm talking about the storms of life. Good morning, all my people joining in. Rosie, Papa Jen Knock, it's good to see you today. Okay, we're going on to point number 4. We're talking about 7 ways today on Uplift with Cliff. 7 ways mentally strong people bounce back from a crisis. Point number 4. Woo. I told you on point number 1, focus on what you can control. Remember that, Tico? And in the midst of what you can control 2 things, your effort and your attitude. Number 4 goes right along with those things. Let me get a sip of coffee out of my Yeti. Number 4 that we're going to talk about today, I want you to type this one in the screen. It's just that important. Mentally strong people, in an effort to bounce back from a crisis, they practice gratitude. Type it in the bottom of your screen. Practice gratitude. They practice gratitude. No matter how rough your experiences are, there's always something to be grateful for. If you're getting ready to have a pity party, if you're getting ready to talk about not getting a big piece of chicken, if you're getting ready to talk about being the runt of the litter, you wasn't your mama or your daddy's favorite, if you're getting ready to talk about how all the insurance companies look over me, you're getting ready to have a hellacious rest of your life. No matter what you go through, ladies and gentlemen, mentally strong people always find something to feel grateful for. Mentally strong people practice gratitude even during the toughest time. Your house blew down. Thank God for the house you have. You don't have any money. Thank God for the life you have, because some people don't have life. Your children aren't at home. Thank God for the days you had with the kids. No matter what you go through, mentally strong people always practice gratitude. They remind yourself of the good times in life while still acknowledging your pain. Mentally strong people always have an attitude of gratitude. If the water was 2 feet, thank God it wasn't 3. If the water was 3 feet, thank God it wasn't 4. And if it was 6 feet, thank God it wasn't 7. But thank God that the 6 feet didn't do you in, because did other people. Some people lost their life. You find something to be grateful for on today and watch the rest of your life blossom, bloom, and be blessed. Oh, I hit them with a triple B there. Blossom, bloom, and be blessed. But you've got to have an attitude of gratitude. You've got to be thankful. If you're within the sound of my voice, you survived a Category 4 storm. If you're in the sound of my voice, you survived that bill that was due that you couldn't pay. If you're within the sound of my voice, you survived what it's like to have a baby and your baby is sick and you're just praying to God to take the temperature, the fever, and the cold away. You've got something to be grateful for. You've got something you should practice gratitude over. That's right. Thank you, Rose. You need to be grateful on today. Practice an attitude of gratitude, having an attitude of gratitude. Number 5 is 9:50 a.m. I'm almost done. Number 5. Okay, the last one I told you. We'll recap real quick. Number 1, focus on what you can control. Number 2, reflect on what you've learned. Number 3, take decisive action. Number 4, practice gratitude. Number 5, Mentally strong people in the midst of a crisis. Is this you? Is this you? They look for new opportunities. Wow. Tico. Famous Chinese author Sun Tzu has a saying. He says, in the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. Oh my God. Never waste an act of God. That's a Cliff Long original. Never waste an act of God. In the midst of chaos, there's opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were worried about an inventory crisis, some inventory is getting ready to come online. If you've been saying, hey, I need to look at flipping houses, there's about to be some houses online that can be flipped, property to be sold. I'm saying this, find some people who were hurt by the storm and figure out a way to help them. Boom. Find some people that were hurt during the storm, figure out a way to help them, because in the midst of chaos, there's also opportunity. Listen, sometimes a crisis can change your entire life. A job loss, a house loss, financial disaster, all these things force you to change courses in life. Mentally strong people accept that they need to adapt to change, and they look for opportunities to improve their lives. Listen, somebody lost something. Somebody lost a house. Somebody lost cars. This is an opportunity for, if you focus on helping them, your life is going to get better. If you focus on going to help other people, in the midst of chaos, there is opportunity. Oh my God, go and jump on it. Right now, realtors need to be flooding the streets, looking for someone to help, looking for someone to show your gratitude, looking for someone, oh, Rose got it. Pour into others and goodness will be poured into you. Rosie Papagiannakis got it. Heather Hurry, boom, shakalaka. That's right, Whitney Kane. Look for the opportunity. Monica Mauricio, good morning from Memphis. Oh, Monica, it's good to see you today. Patty Alonso. Oh gosh, Patty. Miracles, receive blessings when I'm grateful for the good. I'm trying to tell you guys, be grateful. Today is the day you look for somebody to help. You go out in those streets and say, I can help you. I'm a realtor. No. I'm a realtor and I came to help. Listen, Claudia, you got it. There's opportunity out there right now. I'm trying to help somebody. I'm trying to lift somebody up. I'm trying to make Monday your best day ever. Listen, I got to move on. It's 9:53 a.m. All right, here we go. Tico, they said calm down. I got to calm down. Okay, I got to get a sip of my coffee. Drinking bulletproof coffee this morning. Number 6, what do mentally strong people do? This is what they do during a crisis. Number 6, okay, here we go. Drum roll. Now, this is another no-brainer. They evaluate their priorities. Oh, my gosh. Nothing will make you evaluate your priorities like a divorce. Nothing will make you evaluate your priorities like a bankruptcy. Nothing will make you evaluate your priorities like a relationship. Nothing will make you evaluate your priorities like a storm. Mentally strong people, in the midst of their storm, evaluate their priorities. A major crisis can cause you to second guess the way you live, but instead of questioning yourself, oh my God, why me? Why does this always happen to me? Stop. Instead of questioning yourself, mentally strong people look at the circumstances and the opportunity, and they take a closer look at their priorities. You will recall, you will think, that guy, that man I was trying to date, he is not my priority. Oh my God, you know what? This company, I've been loyal to this company and this brand, but I really need to be loyal to my purse and my pocketbook. Oh my God, I've been loyal. You need to stop and evaluate your priorities. When you go through a crisis, when you go through a storm, now is the time. Take a look at your priorities. Don't just glaze over what just happened. There's some things in your life you need to cut it right now. There's some things in your life you need to get rid of. Look at your priorities. Are all these bills, do you really need 6? If you sat there and watched one channel through the storm, all they looked at was Hulu. Do you need Sling? Do you need YouTube TV? Do you need NBC? Do you need 68 other apps that you're paying $9.99 a month for? Nope. Your priority is the one that's actually helping you. Look at that company you're with. Have you heard from your broker since the storm started? If you hadn't heard from your broker, let me just not touch that. Okay, let me just get away from that. What I'm trying to tell you is now is the time to evaluate your priorities. Mentally strong people take time during a crisis to evaluate their priorities. I want you guys to evaluate yours too. Shani, it's good to see you this morning. Okay. Guess what? 9:55 a.m. You're watching Uplift with Cliff. Now, I'm down to my last priority. Okay, my last point. The last point, 7 ways mentally strong people bounce back from a crisis. That is this. Okay? They remain psychologically flexible. Okay, you see, anything that won't bend is either gonna break. You have to remain psychologically flexible. Cliff, what are you saying? Okay, here we go. Recovering from a crisis requires you to be flexible in the way that you think, the way that you feel, and the way that you behave. Mentally strong people are committed to, here it goes, adapting to their circumstances. You see, when a Marine gets his or her training, they learn to adapt and overcome circumstances. There may be a battle going on, and you may have had one battle plan. You may have said, Tico, I'm going to approach this thing head on. But then you learn head on is not the right way. It's like our soldiers. We marched into Vietnam initially with traditional warfare for that day. But the guerrillas they were fighting practiced guerrilla warfare. They didn't have the same tactics. And thusly, we had a hard time with Vietnam. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying life practices guerrilla warfare. Boom. If I don't tell you everything else, life practices guerrilla warfare, and what you've got to do is learn how to adapt and overcome. Yes, what was before Ian. What was before the divorce. What was before the bills came due. But it ain't it anymore. Now, I know that was broken English, but you know exactly what I'm trying to tell you. It is what it is, honey. You need to adapt, overcome, and conquer. This is how you're going to respond. This is how you should respond in the face of a crisis. Adapt. Remember, rather than repeating your usual pattern, be open to create change in your life. Instead of repeating the usual, be open to create change, because it ain't what it ain't no more. Now, I know, once again, that's broken language, but y'all understand, you picking up what I'm putting down. Mentally strong people remain psychologically flexible. You can't stay in place and be rigid. You've got to be willing to stick and move, and make changes. Make your change when things happen. That's been Uplift with Cliff today. Listen here, let me tell you, I checked everywhere, Tico. I looked at the Wall Street Journal. I looked at Time Magazine. I looked at Business Weekly. I looked at CNN, ESPN, SI.com. I looked at the Rob Report. I checked everywhere, and I couldn't find it printed anywhere that this week, the post-hurricane week, wasn't going to be your best week ever. I don't care where you are. That's right, D. Viali overcome. Valerie, adapt and overcome. Rose Kemp, I'm trying to help somebody today. So you've got a new, oh my gosh, listen, the playing field has been leveled. All of Orlando's got the same start path. Everybody out there, and I'm getting ready to tell you to go. Go out there and make it happen. Go out there and find somebody to help. Listen, if you find someone to help today, your business is going to boom. There's going to be more houses on the market now, more houses that need to be flipped. People have lost their home. Go find someone that had damage to their home and help them. You are a realtor. Find a way to make their life better and watch your business pick up. Watch opportunities come your way. But if you sit down in your house looking at leads, the leads ain't there yet, honey. The leads are in the street. They're all over Orlando. Go out and make your future happen today. This is going to be your best week ever. This is going to be your best month ever. You're getting ready to close your best year ever. Don't you hibernate. Don't you go in that house and hide. Don't you go in that house and wait for business to come to you. You get up, get out, and get something and go make it happen this week. This is going to be the week it turns around for you. It's going to turn around for you in Orlando. It's going to turn around for you in Atlanta. It's going to turn around for you in Memphis. It's going to turn around for you in Texas. It will turn around for you in Chicago, in California, all over the world, and even to my people in Panama, it's going to turn around for you there. But only if you get up, get out, and make it happen. I want to thank all of our people for their prayers, for our staff. We did have a few staff who had damage to their home. We're going to focus today on trying to reconcile some of that. I want to thank all you guys for going out and helping people. Now listen, look for emails from the association in the upcoming days where we talk about getting out in the streets and making people whole, cleaning up their yard and removing debris and things of that nature. Look for something from ORRA in the very near future. I want to tell you guys that your board of directors here absolutely loves you. The ORRA board of directors is one of the best ORRA boards ever. I see you, Patty. I see you, Rose. The ORRA executive committee loves you, and we are Realtors centered. We're all about the members, and we want to know how you fared. Reach out to me at cliffl@orlandorealtors.org, cliffl@orlandorealtors.org if you've got a special need or something happening in your life. Otherwise, I want you to know that we love you. We're thankful for you. We pray for you. We pray over you. And this is going to be your best week ever. Listen, it's 10:01 a.m. I got to go. Listen, Tico, I got to get out of here. You know that, don't you? I got to get ready to get out of here. But before I do, no. I am not going to get out of here today. This is all about love today. I got to send a big shout out to Whitney Kane. Good to see you today. Hafid, congratulations. Patty Alonzo. That's right. I love it. This type of inspiration keeps me going. Let's see here. Who else? I'm sending Elena Rivera, good to see you. Rose Kemp, that's right, we're going to pivot. D. Hernandez, all about that, adapting and overcoming. Whitney, I know we're missing Reese. Lisa, good to see you this morning. Claudia, good to see you. Oh, gosh, so many uplifters today, so many people everywhere. I'm not going to get to you all. Sonia Jones, Kay, it's good to see you. I'm loving all of you. I want you guys to know that we love you. You are so loved. Don't go out there and act like you've never been loved. This association loves you. I absolutely love you, and we adore you. Now I can get ready to get out of here. No, I'm going to stop. I can't get out of here just yet. I have to cut the music one more time. I am not going to let you go into the fourth quarter of the year without some affirmation. Okay, I know I got to go. It's 10:02 a.m. I need you to stop. We're going to do some affirmations today. I already lost 6 people because I keep trying to cut. Listen, I need you to look in that camera. I need you to say to yourself, say it loud for your people around you to hear. Say, I will adapt, overcome, and conquer. I need you to look in the mirror, look in this camera, say it out loud. I need you to speak this into existence. I will adapt, overcome, and conquer. These are our affirmations for the week. I will adapt, overcome, conquer. Type it into the bottom of your screen. I need you to know it, because this is where you come back this week. I will adapt, overcome, conquer. That's who you are. Now, I need you to put this in the bottom of the screen. Not only will you conquer, Tico, not only will they conquer this week, type it in the bottom of your screen. I am more than a conqueror. Woo, that's deep. Put it in the bottom of your screen where everybody can see it. I am more than a conqueror. I need you to know who you are this week. I need you to know who you are this week. Know who you are, know who you are. I am more than a conqueror. Yes, we're going to put out information this week on the hurricane. We're going to put out information on FEMA. We're going to put out information on all those things. But right now, I need you to know that you are more than a conqueror. You're going to adapt. You're going to overcome. You're going to conquer. And then you're going to be more than a conqueror this week. And now the last thing I want you to put down there, that's right, Mary Burke. That's right, Dallas, that's right. You are more than a conqueror. The last thing I want you to write is, I am loved. That's right. I am loved. That's what I'm going to end on, Tico. I will adapt, overcome, and conquer. This is an affirmation. Speak it out there so that it can be heard and picked up. I am more than a conqueror is number 2. And number 3 is I am loved. Put that out there for everybody to know, everybody to see, and watch this Monday be your best week ever. Guess what, Tico? We're going to go now. We're going to get ready to go now. Okay. I will adapt, overcome, and conquer. Ian didn't kill you. This business ain't gonna kill you. If Ian can take you out, if Ian can take you out, real estate ain't. If Ian can take you out, a divorce won't. If Ian can't take you out, bills won't. You will adapt, overcome, and conquer. And then I need you to know that I am more than a conqueror. That's right, you're more than a conqueror. You're more than a conqueror. You're more than a conqueror. And then lastly, Tico getting shout outs. Look at that. I am loved. Did you know you're loved? You're loved. I love you. I love you. You're more than a conqueror. Listen, you're a member of the best association in America, one of the fastest growing associations in America, in the happiest city on earth. Things are going to work your way. Things are going to work your way. Do you believe it? Things are going to work your way. The battlefield is the mind. Control the mind. Attitude of gratitude. Focus on what you can control, and things are going to go your way. Okay, you're watching Uplift with Cliff. I love you. I'm going to holler at you next week, okay?